So in this video, I'm going to quickly try and show you how to get GeoGebra to model a problem for you. So you're assigned problem 76, and so hopefully what happens is when you click on this Use GeoGebra link, you're going to get moved to this website, and what you want to do is you want to click on Start Creating. And this is going to let you use this program without having to download it. And next what we want to do is we want to click on Spreadsheet. Now after clicking on this, it may give you some information about trying to log in and stuff. Just log in with your DON email address, click on Gmail or Google or whatever, it's fine. You can trust me, you can trust the website. So here we're presented with two things. First, we have this lovely graph on the right side that we're going to use, and we also have this nice spreadsheet on the left. So the first thing we want to do is we want to enter our data, and the way we're going to enter our data is up here in the A1 column. I'm going to go through problem 75. Is that we can see that there's some data there. It says in 1975 we had 53.8 as our CPI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter 5 for my year, and then next to it I'll enter 53.8 and hit enter. And I'll keep going down entering my data. So for 1980 I'll put in the number 10, and then I'll put in 82.4. And then through the magic of pausing the video, I entered all of my data right here. So the next thing I want to do is I want to highlight all my data here, and I want to go look at this button right here, which says that I want to enter things, and I want to create a list of points. Okay, so not just create a list, but create a list of points. We're going to call this list list 1. Just follow everything else it says, it's fine. We're going to hit create. So now the problem is that even though we have this list of points, we can't see them on our graph, right? So what we're going to need to do here is we're going to need to zoom out a bit. So if we right-click over there, and we click on Graphics, what it's going to bring up for us is it's going to bring up a window that lets us set our min and our max. So let's see, our X minimum, we'll go ahead and set at, say, -5. Our X maximum, well, if we look over here, we see we go up to 35, so why don't I just set that at 40? Gives us plenty of room. X minimum, we'll just set things nicely at -5 again. Our maximum goes up to 195.3. So let's give us a little wiggle room here and put this all the way up and say 210. Okay, make our graph nice and spread out there. And so if we click a little X over here, that'll bring up our graph here. So we can see this definitely spread out our graph a little bit here, and it even probably spread it out a little more than we need. So let's go ahead and move this over. Give us a nice chance here to reset our graphics window again. And instead of 210, instead of 40 for our max, our X max, let's reset that back to say 35. And this will spread out our graph pretty nice there. So we can see our graph is following this pretty nice pattern here. And the instructions for the book say what we want to do is we want to go ahead and try to find a curve that goes through here. So what we want to do is we want to be able to do something with these points we made. So if we click on the little hamburger icon up here, and if we click on Algebra, it gets rid of our spreadsheet. That's okay, because now we have our list of points here. And what we're going to do is we're going to tell GeoGebra that what we want to do is we want it to fit a polynomial to these points. So we're going to type in fit poly. And if you ever forget what you're doing, type the first few letters and it guesses for you. So it says fit poly. So hit tab, hit fit poly, hit enter. And now I'm going to use my list of points, list 1, and I want a degree 2 polynomial. I hit enter, and what it does is it pops out this function for me. And what it did is it even drew this function through my points over here. So let's get rid of this window so we can see a little better. The computer did is it came up with the best parabola it could through those points. And so we can see this fits actually pretty good. And if we move the graph around a little bit, you know, this graph definitely looks pretty good. It fits our points pretty closely. You know, it looks like it's underestimated a little here, maybe a little overestimate here, but overall, we can't hope for much better. And now what it is now we can use this in order to figure out what's going to happen at different times. So now that we have this function, what we want to do is we want to use it to make predictions for the future. So remember, one of the things we said is that the year 1970 is actually represented by 0 on our graph. So what this means is also that the year 2010, if we want to know what happens in 2010, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to represent this by 40 in our function. So when x equals 40, that's the year 2010. So what we can do is we can take f of 40, hit enter, and that tells us that our model is going to predict that in the year 2010, so way over here at 40, we should get about 212.29 as the CPI, the Consumer Price Index. And this is a good estimate based on our current data. It seems to be chugging along in this direction, so it's a good estimate to use. And that's what models are for. They use past data to help us estimate what could happen in the future. So if you have any questions about this, please let me know. We can go over this again in class, whether you have troubles using GeoGebra, or stop in my office hours and we'll get it all figured out. Thanks. Bye.